If you're a man over 60 and your erections are getting softer, weaker, or disappearing completely, I want you to hear this. Because the truth is, millions of men your age are quietly suffering, feeling ashamed, disconnected, and confused, thinking that this is just part of getting old. But what if I told you that the real reason might have nothing to do with aging, and everything to do with something you're not eating? Yes, I'm talking about 5 ordinary nuts. The kind you'll find at your local grocery store, that could help restore the strong, powerful erections you thought were gone for good. My name is Dr. Mohit Kara. I'm a board-certified urologist, and for over 30 years, I've specialized in men's health, hormone therapy, and erectile dysfunction. I've treated thousands of men across the country, from veterans to businessmen to retirees. And I can tell you this, age alone is not the problem. The body still wants to perform. It just needs the right support. Here's what most men don't know. Pills like Viagra don't fix the root cause, and they were never designed for long-term use. But nature already gave us the tools, and some of the most powerful of them come in the form of simple, natural foods. These 5 nuts are loaded with nutrients that boost blood flow, improve artery health, and even support testosterone production without any side effects. And in just a moment, I'm going to walk you through each one, but stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal the single most effective nut to eat before bed. A simple trick that's helping men in their 70s and even 80s wake up with erections as strong as they had decades ago. Before we dive in, if you care about staying strong, healthy, and confident as you age, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, so you never miss another tip that's made specifically for men over 60. And if you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me make content that truly supports you. Alright, let's get into it. The first nut I want you to start eating, and this one is powerful, is one that most men overlook completely. It's small, rich in a rare mineral, and just 1 or 2 a day can make a noticeable difference in your energy, your testosterone levels, and yes, the strength of your erections. Let's talk about Brazil nuts. 1. Brazil nuts, the key to reawakening testosterone and erection power. Most men over 60 have never even heard of the mineral selenium, and yet it could be the one thing standing between you and a firm, reliable erection. And the easiest, most natural way to get this mineral? Brazil nuts. These are large, creamy, slightly sweet nuts found mostly in South America, and they are hands down one of the richest dietary sources of selenium on the planet. Just 1 or 2 nuts a day delivers your entire daily requirement, and then some. So why does selenium matter so much as you get older? As your body ages, your testosterone levels naturally decline, your arteries lose elasticity, and your blood flow begins to slow. Selenium is a critical building block in the production of testosterone. But beyond that, it plays a vital role in a process called glutathione synthesis. Glutathione being one of the body's most powerful antioxidants. What does that mean for you? It means selenium helps protect your cells, especially the lining of your blood vessels, from oxidative damage. And that directly supports healthier circulation to the penis, stronger erections, and better sexual performance. There's also a growing body of research showing a direct link between low selenium levels and poor sperm quality, fatigue, depression, and hormonal imbalance in older men. In fact, one European study found that men with higher selenium intake had significantly better sperm motility and hormonal profiles than men who were deficient. And these aren't young men in their 20s. We're talking about older adults in their 60s and beyond. Your body still wants to function. It still wants to perform. You just need to give it the raw materials it's lacking. The beauty of Brazil nuts is their simplicity. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet. You don't need to choke down handfuls of supplements or pills. You just eat 1 or 2 Brazil nuts in the morning with your coffee or oatmeal. That's it. But be careful, not more than 2 a day. Brazil nuts are extremely dense in selenium, and too much of a good thing can lead to problems like digestive upset or even selenium toxicity if overdone. Think of them like a powerful medicine from nature. A little goes a long way. Now let me speak to you man to man for a second. I've worked with men who've spent years feeling ashamed of their declining performance. They quietly avoid intimacy, make excuses, lose confidence, and begin to see themselves as less of a man. I want you to know you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not broken. You are biologically built to function. The fire is still in you. Sometimes it's not about fixing something broken, it's about reigniting something that's been neglected. Adding Brazil nuts to your day might seem like a small thing, but for many men, it becomes a turning point. Energy comes back. Desire returns. Erections feel fuller and more responsive. It's not magic. It's just proper nutrition supporting your hormones and your blood flow the way nature intended. Here's something else that's fascinating. When men begin eating Brazil nuts regularly, many also report improvements in their mood, their sleep, even their memory. That's because selenium is involved in multiple systems of the body, including thyroid health, brain chemistry, and immune function. So even though you might be reaching for firmer erections, you're also supporting your entire system. It's all connected. And that's the beauty of working with your body instead of against it. We're not forcing anything. We're not overriding your system. We're feeding it what it's been quietly asking for all along. So I encourage you, if you do nothing else after watching this video, start with just one Brazil nut tomorrow morning. See how your body responds after a week, after 2 weeks, after a month. Subtle things will begin to shift. Your energy will stabilize. Your confidence will grow, and your body will begin to wake up again in ways you may not have expected. But Brazil nuts are just the beginning, because there's another nut coming up, one that ancient warriors used for stamina, and one that modern science says might be even more effective than some prescription treatments for erectile dysfunction, and chances are, it's already sitting in your kitchen cabinet. Let's talk about that next. If you're still here and this message is resonating with you, go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments, just so I know you're with me and committed to making a change. Now, let's keep going and dive into the next important point. 2. Walnuts. Nature's answer to poor blood flow and weak erections. If there's one thing most men overlook when it comes to sexual performance, it's blood flow. Without proper circulation, it doesn't matter how much testosterone you have, your erections won't be firm, they won't last, and they won't feel the same. That's where walnuts come in. These unassuming little brain-shaped nuts are one of nature's most powerful tools for older men looking to restore their performance. They're rich in a compound called L-arginine, which is a precursor to nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the key to strong, lasting erections. Let me explain that in plain terms. When you get aroused, your body sends signals to your blood vessels to relax and widen, allowing more blood to rush into the penis. That process is triggered by nitric oxide. It's what gives your erection its fullness and firmness. Now, as you age, your body produces less nitric oxide on its own, and that's one of the main reasons you may start noticing weaker erections or a slower response time. But when you eat foods high in L-arginine, like walnuts, you're essentially giving your body the fuel it needs to create more nitric oxide naturally. No pills, no side effects, no awkward pharmacy visits, just a real solution from real food. But the benefits of walnuts don't stop there. They're also packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which help lower inflammation and improve the health of your arteries. This is critical because inflamed or narrowed arteries can choke off blood flow not only to your heart, but also to your penis. In fact, many doctors consider erectile dysfunction to be an early warning sign of heart disease for this very reason. That means when you take care of your circulation, you're not just boosting your performance in the bedroom, you're also protecting your heart, your brain, and your long-term vitality. Now let me give you something practical you can do. Start by adding a small handful of walnuts, around 6 to 8 halves, into your daily routine. You can eat them as a midday snack, sprinkle them on a salad, or have them with breakfast. Consistency is what matters. Over time, that daily dose of L-arginine and healthy fats starts to nourish your blood vessels, reduce arterial stiffness, and support the systems your body depends on for a healthy erection. Some of my patients report noticeable changes within 2 to 3 weeks, especially in morning erections and overall responsiveness. There's also a mental benefit here that's easy to overlook. When you know your body is working again, When you start to feel that natural response returning, there's a quiet confidence that comes with it. You stand a little taller. You feel more connected to your partner. You stop feeling like you're fading away and start feeling like yourself again. That's what this is really about. Not just physical performance, but the emotional strength that comes from knowing you're still capable, still vibrant, still a man in every sense of the word. And don't worry if you've been out of the game for a while. Your body hasn't forgotten. It just needs the right signals. And the right nutrition, like the compounds found in walnuts, can begin to reactivate those natural processes without force, without drugs, and without shame. We're not trying to be 25 again. We're trying to be the strongest, healthiest version of who we are now. That starts with treating your body like it matters and feeding it the tools it's been missing. So, start tomorrow. Just a small handful. Not a drastic change, but a meaningful one. Something easy, something natural. Something you can do every single day without stress, and let your body take it from there. Because with walnuts, you're not just supporting erections. You're investing in your circulation, your hormones, and your energy from the inside out. Now, as powerful as walnuts are, there's another nut coming up that older men often forget about. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals your body craves after 60, especially one trace element that most men are shockingly low in. If you've been feeling tired, sluggish, or disconnected lately, this next one could be exactly what your body's been missing. Let's talk about it next. 3. Almonds. The essential nutrient combo for hormones, energy, and erection strength. By the time most men reach their 60s, their energy has dipped, their mood may have shifted, and their bedroom confidence often feels like a distant memory. What many don't realize is that these changes aren't just about getting older, they're about nutrient depletion. Your body has specific needs in this phase of life, and if those needs aren't met, things start to slow down, mentally, physically, sexually. Almonds are one of the simplest, most underrated tools to start changing that, and the nutrients inside them are exactly what aging men need. Let's start with magnesium. Most older men don't get nearly enough of it, and yet it's absolutely critical for circulation, heart health, and sexual function. Magnesium helps your blood vessels relax, which improves blood flow, not just to your heart and brain, but also to your penis. Better circulation means more responsive erections and better stamina. If you've been feeling physically slow or mentally foggy, magnesium might be playing a bigger role than you think. Almonds are one of the best sources you can eat, and unlike supplements, your body tends to absorb nutrients from food more naturally and efficiently. Then there's zinc. It's a trace mineral, which means you don't need much of it, but what you do need is essential. Zinc plays a central role in testosterone production, sperm quality, and libido. When zinc is low, testosterone tends to fall with it, and unfortunately, zinc deficiency is incredibly common in older men. Almonds help replenish this quietly missing mineral, and over time, that support can translate into stronger desire, improved mood, and more consistent performance. Almonds are also high in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your blood vessels and supports healthy cholesterol levels. Remember, your erection is only as strong as the blood that's getting to it. If your arteries are stiff or inflamed, blood flow suffers, and so does your ability to perform. Vitamin E helps repair and protect the inner lining of those blood vessels, which plays a key role in keeping blood flowing smoothly when you need it most. Now, let's talk practicality. Almonds are incredibly easy to add into your routine. A small handful, around 10 to 12 raw or dry roasted almonds a day, is enough to make a difference. You can snack on them mid-morning, keep a bag in your car or office, or add them to your breakfast. What matters most is consistency. You're not looking for instant miracles. You're giving your body a steady, reliable supply of nutrients that fuel long-term strength and stability. There's also a comfort in simplicity. You don't need to overhaul your life, follow a complex diet, or rely on expensive medications. Sometimes true power comes from small, consistent actions. Every almond you eat is a quiet investment in your strength, your clarity, and your sense of control. It's one less excuse, one more step toward the man you want to be. I've had patients in their 60s, 70s, even 80s come back to me after adding almonds into their daily habits. And the changes they report aren't just physical. They talk about feeling sharper, more focused. They're sleeping better. They feel more emotionally present with their partners. That kind of transformation doesn't come from one pill or one meal. It comes from giving your body the steady nourishment it needs and letting nature do its work. So if you've been feeling like your edge is slipping, if you've lost that spark or sense of vitality, try this. Start with just a few almonds a day. Let your body get familiar with that steady support. Pay attention to what changes, how you sleep, how you move, how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Over time, you may find that what you thought was lost was simply buried, waiting for the right care to rise again. Now, as powerful as almonds are, there's another nut I want to tell you about. One that ancient cultures believed enhanced virility, and modern studies now confirm has a measurable impact on erectile function. It's tasty, it's satisfying, and most men have no idea how effective it can be. If you've been struggling with performance or stamina, this next nut could become your new secret weapon. Let's keep going. 4. Pistachios. The erection-enhancing snack. Backed by science and tradition. There's something almost playful about pistachios. You crack them open one by one, pop them in your mouth, and before you know it, you've eaten a handful. But behind that simple snack lies one of the most scientifically validated and culturally trusted erection-supporting foods in the world. Pistachios may look small, but their impact on male sexual health, especially for men over 60, is surprisingly powerful. The secret lies in their unique nutritional makeup. Pistachios are rich in an amino acid called L-arginine, a natural precursor to nitric oxide, the same blood vessel relaxing compound that medications like Viagra attempt to stimulate. Nitric oxide is essential for healthy erections because it allows blood vessels to dilate, relax, and open up, letting blood flow where you need it most. Without enough nitric oxide, it doesn't matter how much desire or stimulation you feel, your body simply won't respond the way it used to. But with pistachios, you're not relying on pharmaceuticals or synthetic chemicals. You're supporting your body's own natural system, feeding it the nutrients it needs to function as it was designed to. That's why, in a well-known clinical study, men who ate just 3 ounces of pistachios a day for 3 weeks experienced significant improvements in erectile function, libido, and sexual satisfaction, without any other changes to their diet or lifestyle. These were real, measurable gains, not just psychological boosts. Pistachios also contain healthy fats, fiber, plant sterols, and antioxidants, all of which contribute to better cholesterol profiles and improved circulation. This is particularly important for older men because circulation issues are often the root cause of not just erectile dysfunction, but also fatigue, brain fog, and even heart problems. By supporting cardiovascular health, pistachios don't just improve your erections, they help strengthen your entire system. And the results can be felt in your energy levels, your mood, and your sense of physical presence. What's also unique about pistachios is how satisfying they are. That might seem like a small detail, but for men looking to improve their health, it matters. A satisfying, heart-healthy snack can help you avoid reaching for salty chips or sugary treats. Pistachios give you that crunch, that flavor, and that pleasure without the downsides of processed snacks. And because they're packed with protein and fiber, they help stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and keep you feeling full longer. That's a major bonus for men trying to manage their weight or combat belly fat, which is another factor that impacts testosterone levels and sexual performance. So how do you incorporate pistachios into your daily life in a way that's easy and sustainable? It's simple. Keep a small container of unsalted, roasted pistachios in your kitchen, in your car, or by your favorite chair. A couple of small handfuls, around 1 to 2 ounces a day, is enough to give your body what it needs without overdoing the calories. Try eating them in the afternoon, when energy tends to dip, or even after dinner as a light, nutrient-dense snack before bed. Their healthy fats and amino acids will continue working while you rest, supporting circulation and recovery through the night. And here's something I've heard from my patients again and again. They don't just feel the physical changes, they feel emotional ones too. They feel more confident, more engaged, more connected to their partners. They stop avoiding intimacy and start looking forward to it again. That quiet frustration, that feeling of fading into the background, it starts to lift. Pistachios help fuel that change, not because they're magic, but because they're real food providing real nourishment to a body that still has so much potential. This is why I never underestimate the power of natural choices. The body isn't broken, it's responsive. And sometimes, just giving it a few consistent signals, like the nutrients in pistachios, is enough to wake up systems that have been quietly shutting down. Now, if you've made it this far, you're serious about reclaiming your strength and health. And there's one more nut I want to share with you, the final piece in this 5-part system. It's rich, creamy, and packed with healthy fats that do more than support blood flow. They actually help protect your arteries and keep your hormones in balance. Most men overlook it completely, but once you understand its power, you'll never look at it the same way again. Let's get into it. 5. Macadamia nuts, the healthy fat that fuels hormones and artery health. Of all the nuts on this list, macadamia nuts may be the most luxurious. They're rich, buttery, and smooth in texture, but don't let their indulgent flavor fool you. These little powerhouses are loaded with heart-healthy fats and critical nutrients that support circulation, hormone balance, and long-term vascular health, making them a quiet but powerful ally for any man over 60 looking to maintain strong, reliable erections. The key with macadamia nuts lies in their fat profile. Unlike many snack foods that are full of harmful trans fats or processed oils, macadamias are rich in monounsaturated fats, the same kind you find in extra virgin olive oil and avocados. These fats don't just sit in your body like sludge. They work actively to lower bad LDL cholesterol, raise good HDL cholesterol, and reduce inflammation in your arteries. That means better blood flow throughout your body, including to the area that matters most for your sexual performance. One of the lesser-known causes of erectile dysfunction in older men is endothelial dysfunction. The endothelium is the delicate lining inside your blood vessels, and when it's inflamed or damaged, it can't relax and open the way it should. That's a big problem because erections are entirely dependent on your blood vessels expanding rapidly to fill with blood. Macadamia nuts contain compounds like polyphenols and flavonoids that help protect the endothelium, keeping your blood vessels flexible, strong, and responsive, exactly what you need to maintain performance in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. But there's more. These healthy fats also play a major role in hormone production. Testosterone, your primary male sex hormone, is actually synthesized from cholesterol. That doesn't mean you should start eating greasy fast food to boost your testosterone. It means you need the right kind of fat in the right amount, and macadamia nuts deliver exactly that. By providing clean, efficient fuel, they support your body's ability to produce hormones naturally, without needing artificial boosters or risky medications. Macadamias are also incredibly satisfying. That's not just good for your cravings, it's good for your metabolism. They're rich in fiber and low in carbohydrates, which help stabilize your blood sugar and prevent insulin spikes. Blood sugar fluctuations are often overlooked when it comes to sexual health, but they matter more than most men realize. Unstable blood sugar can damage blood vessels, reduce energy levels, and interfere with hormone signaling, all of which make it harder to achieve and maintain a firm erection. By eating a few macadamias as a daily snack, you help keep your system steady, calm, and hormonally balanced. Another thing to appreciate about macadamias is how easy they are to incorporate. Just 5 or 6 nuts a day are enough to deliver benefits. They're calorie-dense, so you don't need a lot. Think of them as a concentrated form of fuel, small, simple, and deeply nourishing. You can add them to a salad, enjoy them with a piece of dark chocolate, or simply eat them on their own as an evening snack. The key is consistency. Make it a quiet ritual. A small act of self-care that reinforces your commitment to strength, vitality, and health. Many of the older men I've worked with come back after just a few weeks of adding macadamias into their diet and say things like, "I feel more grounded," or "I've got more drive again." That's not a coincidence. When you give your body the kind of fuel it's truly craving, it responds, not overnight, not like a switch flipping, but slowly, steadily, in ways you can feel in your bones, your energy, and yes, your erections. And while all 5 of these nuts bring powerful support on their own, there's one final detail I've saved for last. A simple trick that ties everything together. Because if you truly want to maximize your blood flow, deepen your recovery, and support your sexual health overnight, literally while you sleep, there's one nut in particular that stands out above the rest. Most men never think to eat it before bed, but for those who do, the results can be absolutely life-changing. Let's talk about that next. 6. The one nut before bed, the final secret. By now, you've learned how powerful certain nuts can be for boosting male performance, especially as you age. But what if there was a specific nut that worked even better when eaten at night? One that helped your body recover, rebuild, and prepare for stronger erections the next morning? That's not just wishful thinking, it's biology. And the nut I'm talking about is walnuts. Walnuts are the ultimate nighttime ally for older men. Not only are they packed with heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants, but they also contain one of the highest levels of L-arginine among all nuts. This amino acid, as we've discussed before, is essential for producing nitric oxide, the key molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, allowing for better blood flow to your penis. But here's what makes walnuts even more effective at night. Your body actually goes into repair mode while you sleep. Your hormones reset, your cells rebuild, your blood vessels heal, and if you give your system the right nutrients before bed, you can enhance that process in a big way. Eating a small handful of walnuts, around 6 to 8 halves, about 30 minutes before bedtime, gives your body a slow, steady release of healthy fats and L-arginine throughout the night. That means better circulation while you sleep, stronger vascular recovery, and a greater chance of waking up with morning wood that's firmer and more consistent. For many men, that's the first sign that things are beginning to change, that their body is responding, that their system is waking up again. It's like your body is quietly saying, "I'm still here, I still work, I just needed the right support." But the benefits don't stop there. Walnuts also contain melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate your sleep cycle. And quality sleep is absolutely essential for testosterone production. Most of your testosterone is produced while you sleep, especially during the deepest stages of rest. Poor sleep means lower testosterone. It means slower recovery, reduced libido, and weaker erections. But when you combine the melatonin in walnuts with the nitric oxide support from their L-arginine content, you're giving your body a 1-2 punch of recovery and performance support while you rest. In a sense, walnuts work as a silent partner in your nighttime routine. They don't act like a stimulant. They don't spike your system. They nourish. They support. They rebuild. And that's exactly what your body needs in your 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Gentle, steady, powerful help that works with your natural rhythms instead of against them. I've recommended this bedtime habit to dozens of my patients over the years, and the results speak for themselves. They start waking up feeling more rested, more energized, and more confident. They begin to trust their bodies again. And often, their partners notice too, not just in physical ways, but in the emotional connection that returns when intimacy becomes part of life again, not a source of frustration or silence. Here's the simple truth. You don't need magic. You don't need extreme diets or endless medications. You just need to understand what your body is asking for and give it the fuel it's quietly missing. And sometimes, that starts with something as simple as a walnut before bed. Now, as we wrap this up, there's one last thing I want to leave you with, something that ties everything together. Because while the right foods are essential, they're just one part of the bigger picture. What you believe about your body, how you care for it, and the choices you make each day play a far greater role than you may realize. So before we close, let me share one final message. A simple, powerful reminder that could change the way you think about aging, health, and what's truly possible for your body from this point forward. Let's finish strong. Conclusion. A new chapter begins. If you've made it this far, you've already done something most men never do. You've chosen to pay attention, to take responsibility, and to learn what your body truly needs to stay strong, capable, and alive. We've talked about 5 powerful nuts, each one offering its own unique benefits. Brazil nuts to support testosterone and antioxidant protection, walnuts to improve blood flow and nitric oxide, almonds to restore zinc and hormone balance, pistachios to enhance performance and stamina, and macadamias to protect your heart and nourish your arteries. Then, we uncovered the final secret: eating walnuts before bed to support your nighttime recovery and boost your body's natural systems while you sleep. But this isn't just about nuts. It's about honoring your body again. It's about remembering that you're not past your prime. You're stepping into a wiser, more focused version of yourself. You don't need to chase youth. You need to support the strength you still have. The fire doesn't go out with age. It just needs the right fuel to burn brighter. Truth is, aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean refinement. And when you give your body the nourishment it deserves, through food, movement, rest, and belief, you open the door to a new chapter filled with energy, clarity, and connection. So start today. One small change, one handful at a time. Your best years may not be behind you. They might just be waiting for you to claim them. Stay strong, stay curious, and most of all, stay in the fight. You've got more life to live, and it starts now.